Welcome everyone to the Midsommer Showdown. It is a 4-match card for you here, closing out our summer series. I am the Colonist.
And I am Josh again, and I'm so grateful to be a part of the Midsummer Fest.
That's right.
Yeah.
And Summer Fest, Wrestle Festival 4 is right here, and we're bringing it to you. And we are waiting for the lawsuit from the National Wrestling League. Here comes Waluigi.
Only for telling me the winter is coming.
That's right. Well, it's not, because we're in the middle of summer, unless you're in the South Pole. And all of our North Polians are loving Waluigi here. We are not in the North Pole for this summer series match. That'd be something.
Getting vehement boos from the South Pole. Though.
That's right. No, but Waluigi, I gotta tell you though, Josh again, I did the same thing with AB. I called AB Josh again, I called you AB. I love my commentators, folks, so much that they are so integral to this show that I will just call them each other on a daily basis. And Waluigi, still upset he's not in Smash, but the people still love him anyway. And
You're damn right, Skyler. I mean, Sean.
And so, and sometimes it's not about the winning the championship or getting the in. Sometimes it's about the chase, and that's what Waluigi's all about. Now, this match happened, Josh Geddon, which is who you are, because
I've been told.
This man coming in, Agent 47, was quite upset after the Revelation 6-on-6, and he didn't believe that all of these rehabilitated guys were actually rehabilitated. And so he's been kind of on this bitter streak and demanded this match with Waluigi, who, you know, has changed his tune. The people start to love him, you know, after his MVP performance in that 6-on-6 that you were there for.
Oh, indeed. And we found out he's from Waluigi, Arkansas, and that made Arkansas really, really happy. All 2 people that live there.
That's right. And the Hitman, not a fan of art, doesn't get many gigs in Arkansas. You're kind of an untapped resource for him. But now Neo is accompanying him. Waluigi doesn't really have anybody by his side. Will the numbers game factor in here? And does Neo share these feelings that Agent 47 has?
That's definitely an interesting question. Who's our referee for this match?
Our referee for the entire night is our boy, Kevin James.
Oh, God.
Senior referee Kevin James, watch the fuck out. And, and now this match getting underway in a head wrench. And you know, what fascinates me, Josh, again, is that it's one thing for the Shades of Black, who are really beloved by the fans. Bitterness isn't really in their MO. So where is this all sprouting from?
I have no idea, but I just can't help but notice Neo on the outside just doing the Raven pose over and over.
Neo is... He's in it. He's cheering like hell.
He's not bitter at all. He's jacked for whatever reason.
Well, I think makes me think that he might be shouting words of encouragement to 47, maybe in agreement with this. And I don't know if there's been anything that Waluigi's done toward that. He beat the Flash, which is great. And, you know, he's been having some, you know, I had that wonderful match with Mario that he came out on top of. And I think that I found a new respect for Mario after that match, honestly. That was a hell of a performance by both individuals there.
Yeah, it was. Who do you got winning this match, Sean?
Well, the numbers game is a difficult thing to overcome, but it all depends. Oh, right to the eyes. And Kevin James giving 47 the business. That's almost old Shades of Black tactics. Oh, now, come on now. Come on now, the slight distraction. I was about to say the numbers game, and now back to twerking that neck with the abdominal stretch / octopus tap out.
Tap out. He got to the ropes. Rope break.
He got to the ropes, but he waited his sweet ass time. Did Agent 47? Too many pronouns, pal. Agent 47 to break it up, and Neo is really hyped right now. He must have had a monster, Josh, again.
Oh, damn. Can Neo handle such a beverage? He was in the Matrix.
Well, yeah, after all, well, that is a true statement. And Mr. Anderson, wait a second. Silencer! Immediate silencer. Wow. And Agent 47 came to ball, and Neo is clearly on the side of his tag partner there. Oh, went to trip him again, didn't he? And again, he's trying. He's just, his arms aren't long enough. He's just short.
Too high.
He exhausted himself trying to get to Waluigi.
Are we sure this isn't Neo, or is this Mojo Rowley doing a Neo cosplay?
Or Bojack, if you want an even deeper cut. And and now Waluigi's starting to build a little momentum here, kind of on an island in this 1-on-2. And Agent 47, now we saw Agent 47 and Neo absolutely demolish the unfortunate team of the other Rangers, who really were on the wrong side of Dodge on that one.
Yeah, you call them the other Rangers, everyone else calls them the Job Squad.
Yeah, well, they're not too far away from that, are they? And now wrenching the leg is Agent 47. But you know what? And it's the Pink Ranger and the Yellow Ranger seem to be getting even similar luck here, because after that intentional disqualification from Evie Hammond at the hands of that Padme and Pink Ranger match that completely tarnished that, and we will be we're giving you updates as far as what's heading in the 3-day event of Autumn Asylum at the end of September. But, another silencer! Another silencer! And Waluigi has just been dominating here, but no selling it. And Neo not even giving him the chance. And another octopus right on the ropes.
Tap out.
And again, onto the ropes is Waluigi, but exploiting the count of Kevin James for everything it's worth.
He didn't tap out.
But he sure didn't. But when you think about it, Josh, again, the Shades of Black really haven't been having that good of a go of it ever since that 6-on-6, until Agent 47 started getting this bitter and missing a splash.
Yeah.
A very obvious splash. I don't know what happened there. He just lost all his momentum.
Yeah.
But...
And he's been targeting the leg of Waluigi the entire match.
Yeah, the leg and the neck. And of course, it's that wah bomb he's trying to prevent. And what a planter DDT!
Oh man!
And now back to on the outside of the ring is 47 taking a breather. Waluigi cannot be feeling good, and he's got his eyes on Neo, appropriately so.
Yeah, he does. But he gets thrown out of the way. I think that Neo being at ringside at all has been too much of a distraction for Waluigi.
Well, and think about the history of all of these gentlemen. Remember back when Wario first betrayed Waluigi? It was a tag title match, and guess who won? The Shades of Black. So these guys have had years and years of knowing each other inside and out. So that makes Waluigi's suspicion on Neo far beyond just the last 3 years of CIW programming.
And Agent 47 keeps going after that leg, trying to take away a lot of Waluigi's mobility, which we saw in that match with Mario.
Yeah, absolutely. And those wah bombs, it took 2 of them, but they were devastating, all right. And Waluigi still trying to come in here. And what would it mean for Waluigi, after being shakused, as it were, to come out of this with a W, especially with the numbers game being what it is? Oh, silencer. Third silencer. I may not be able to continue my conversation. The cover here, 1, 2, 3. Agent 47 picks up the win, but you can't really say that it was clean as a whistle, Josh, again.
Yeah, Waluigi barely got any offense in. A lot of that was just Agent 47 going after the leg repeatedly, and Neo flexing on the outside a lot.
And what does this mean for the Shades of Black? They went from beloved, but is bitterness going to ruin that? And what does Riddick have to say about all of this? Where is Riddick in this equation?
He's saying that we're never going to get cheered in the North Pole or Arkansas ever again.
Well, that may be the case, but Agent 47, I'm not sure he's worried about getting cheered, but he certainly got the W here tonight. But that is the first of 4 matches that's coming up, and now it's Tag Team #1 Contenders match time. Josh Ageddon, Gryme time versus the Greasy Green Gigolos Elimination Tornado Tag. Who you got?
We went from Shades of Black to Shades of Green.
Shades of Brown. With the way that Dr. Dirty and the Captain Pollution have been running roughshod. And look what he's wearing.
I'm not at all surprised.
The greatest, and he seems to be making a point of wearing it here in CIW. That's not the World Heavyweight Championship, folks. Hate to make you adjust your picture on your settings, but it's actually the greatest championship.
Yeah,
that he
refuses to defend.
He will not defend, but he carries that thing around like it's gold around his weight. And Dr. Dirty here, he's got definitely a case to make. And these tag team former one-time tag team champion, but with Waluigi, who we just saw get beaten down. What do you think Dr. Dirty thinks about what just happened there?
Probably does not care at all.
Probably does not give a tiddly-tweedly-dum. And it's understandable, but I mean, I'm still just disheartened about the whole Dr. Dirty. That's formerly Mr. Clean, by the way.
Yeah.
Here comes Reptile.
And honestly, Grime Time hasn't been doing that well because they were on Jack Nation Red episode 9 along with their partner Zangief, and they were beaten by Nero, Dante, and Deadpool in that 6-man tag team match.
Well, Zangief was beaten by Dante, Deadpool, and third person, and
Nero.
Brother Nero
was the person that won that match.
Right. I knew he'd come. And here comes Reptile.
All over Zangief, and that's stuck him to the ground.
Yeah, which was... and Symbiote Spider-Man would like to know your location. And here comes... Unfortunately, he's not on the show here tonight, but Reptile and
someone else who's Feuds.
Yeah, Reptile and Piccolo are not in a greatest of moods after the getting screwed over by the faction of Done Caring with Aquaman and number one contender for the Exceeds title, Aquaman, and Batman of Done Caring. Here comes Piccolo, and Piccolo seems to not be too affected by it, but trust me, he's not happy.
Yeah, this is merely a facade, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I mean, he's got to keep up appearances, and he does love the admiration of the crowd. I mean, it's hard not to smile watching him strut down to the ring and really come out of his shell in a way that he never was able to anywhere else. Piccolo, who is the king of stoicism, is coming out shucking and jiving. That is exactly the kind of personality that people have been begging to see out of Piccolo. And the fact that he and Reptile have put this all together and have become one of the most charismatic tag teams in CIW. They are truly a sight to see and tag champion worthy. If they can beat Captain Pollution and Dr. Dirty here tonight in this tag team elimination tag match.
Is this a number one contenders match?
This is a number one contenders match, ladies and gentlemen, which means, and also, hey, wait a second. All right, I just got a text here. Now, Corleone, whose leg is broken, thanks to Batman. And, oh, God, tossing up, and what is Reptile doing? Oh, what a slingshot drop kick. Out goes Pollution. And a beautiful move there. And I said the Greasy Green Gigolos were in no mood. And Captain Pollution and Dr. Dirty are fearsome, but like you said, Josh, again, when it comes to tag matches lately, they have not been getting it done.
Yeah, and I wish that we could make Captain Pollution defend his championship, but it's not a TAW or CIW sanctioned title.
Yeah.
So we don't really have any authority over it.
And that's the difficulty for it. I wish he would defend it, but you know, he's flexing it around, and he should have used it to block those steel steps to the face.
Yeah, the Magnation could make him defend it, but
Reptile.
They're kind of dead.
Reptile.
They're kind of dead.
Oh my God, Pollution might be dead. After Reptile slammed Pollution's head into the steel and bashed his head in with his fists, Reptile all over Pollution and Dr. Dirty right now.
What was the text message from Corleone?
The text message from Corleone is that apparently Done Caring has, by some fact, somehow they've done this, they are basically invoking a rule, and they're not calling it a Freebird rule because they don't know who the Freebirds are. So instead, they're calling it the Done Caring rule, which means they're going to have whoever they want to defend the belts, defend the belts.
That sounds about right.
And
of course, Done Caring doesn't care about... Oh, God. So many moves going on.
Yeah, everything's happening all at once. This is absolute madness, ladies and gentlemen. And we just got the news that it may not be Aquaman and Batman that these two face. And, you know...
It's hard to prepare for that tag team title match.
Absolutely. And you know that the Greasy Green Gigolos already have a gripe, especially after the Penguin did what he did to screw them over after that count-out victory, the cheap count-out victory that they got back at Doomsday.
Who do you have winning this matchup, Sean?
Well, here's the thing. The Greasy Green Gigolos are clearly men-possessed here tonight. I mean, we've seen them brawl the way that we don't normally see them brawl. They're a little bit more tag efficient than that. But these guys have been absolutely beaten down the Dirty Clowns. And no clowns here tonight. But there might be in that... Oh, kick to the face. There might be in that tag match. We don't know.
Yeah.
Duncaring can sell cover here. 1, 2. And Captain Pollution kicks out at 2.
Near fall.
Dirty.
I'm gonna go with the Greasy Green Gigolos in this match because I just feel like
Springboard!
Time has been
Miss.
And got none of it.
Nothing.
Gryme Time has been losing momentum as of late.
Yeah, they really have been. And, it's a very interesting thing because Captain Pollution is usually a man who's very much in control of a situation. You saw how they swept at CIW versus TAW. They dominated the Shades of Black, kind of almost thinking about why Shades of Black are the way they are now. But it's an interesting situation because you'd think that they would be more considered for tag titles at this point. But they have got two very angry green men. They're not red with rage. But this is an inside out. We're not animating emotions here. We're just beating them out of each other.
Right, that was a deep cut.
And
I was thinking more like Red Hulk. I didn't know what the fuck you were talking about.
Well, you know what? Sometimes it takes a while to get to the point of what I'm trying to say, and you know that better than anybody. And now testicular torture.
Sometimes you like to Dave Meltzer your way around your point and get to it about 2 days later.
That's okay, but I will get there. The thing is, I will get to a point. Dave Meltzer doesn't always get to a point. He kind of gets lost in his own jargon.
He doesn't always make complete sentences.
The springboard go! Oh, it's swatted again. Swatted Piccolo. Maybe it didn't work on either guy. Maybe not a third time, will you? Bulldog.
Never would I ever think that Captain Pollution would emulate Samoa Joe.
Yes,
we saw it here tonight.
Well, Captain Pollution is a man of many interesting personalities. And what a cocky pin! 2!
Wow.
And no, only 2. And
could you imagine the smile on your face if it would have?
That would have been incredible. That would have been incredible. But I'm just waiting for the day that Dr. Dirty comes to his damn senses, and it just breaks my heart, man. It's like, why? And his apartment is so disgusting. I mean, it's literally to the point where they now have it's a condo complex. They have the giant defumigation tent over the whole complex. Because it's so dirty.
That entire building yet.
I don't know how they haven't evicted this motherfucker from the building, even though he's paying. He's probably paying a sizable rent, given what Corleone pays our talent. I'm sure that he is getting paid lucrative amounts of money to go. No, I will buy this whole condo complex if I have to,
And you know landlords, as long as you pay them, they're fine.
Yeah, so long as you're not like causing literal damage to the building. And oh, wait a second. Oh, and that's the mist! Reptile just hit him with the acid bath! Missed right into the face! And I'm not talking about the metal band, folks. There's the deep cut for you. And now a cover from Piccolo. Kevin James, 1, 2, 3! Dr. Dirty is eliminated. And now
the bad luck of Gryme Time continues, and Sean, I've been thinking of the number 3 a lot.
I bet you have. And what a crossbody there from Pollution. Now, I will say this. If there's anyone who's resilient enough to come back from a 2-on-1, it is definitely Captain Pollution. But the Greasy Green Gigolos have been on another level here tonight, Josh, again.
Yeah, and Piccolo just about drop kicked the face off of Captain Pollution.
Yeah, and folks, if you're just joining us now, we've got a huge main event here tonight. Shiva versus Wario. After Shiva has been going, and what a double clothesline. And Captain Pollution's not looking good.
Just about
and wait a second. Special beam pile driver. We've seen it beat Batman. Reptile now going for the cover. And Reptile, he's taking that cover from Piccolo. 1, 2, 3.
Man, and ever since Captain Pollution lost the internet title to Dante, it's just been a downward spiral.
And the Greasy Green well, I don't know if any team would have stopped the Greasy Green Gigolos from getting their rematch here tonight. These two men were on another level. I have never seen Reptile that fired up in my life.
Yeah, these two are pissed off and motivated, ladies and gentlemen.
And I don't think they give a damn who they face of DC. They just want a piece of DC. They want the titles they should have had. Will they get them? We'll find out at Autumn Asylum. But we got 2 more matches here, ladies and gentlemen, and both are pretty damn big matches. The first...
hell yeah, here we go.
That's right. The first is Sagat versus Johnny Cage. Now,
this fucking troll.
You think
all he does is mess with Ken Masters.
Well, and that didn't stop last week, as we saw in the Exceeds title rumble, where Simon Belmont assaulted Ken Masters for no reason, kept him out of that #1 Contenders match. And Johnny Cage has just kind of had enough of Sagat's bullshit. He's like, dude, look, I understand fucking with people, but, like, stop. Like, Ken Masters is a friend of mine, and I'm getting really tired of you just, like, messing with this guy well beyond the point where he's just on the pre-shows. Like, this has to stop.
Sean, the severity of what you just said, when Johnny Cage is like, you're fucking with him too much.
Yeah.
When Johnny Cage says that.
Seriously.
That's when you know.
Yeah, and Sagat's like, dude, please, give me a break. Like, people know who you are. And the whole point is, like, I'm forgotten. And that's their whole bit, is Simon Belmont and Von Schrader and Sagat are all forgotten fighters, but nobody can forget them when they're literally just screwed over Ken Masters week in and week out. And Ermac's not happy with it. This man's not happy with it. Here comes Johnny Cage. The last time we saw Johnny...
Like I was saying, ladies and gentlemen, Johnny Cage telling someone to stop fucking with someone is like the Velveteen Dream telling someone to stop messing with kids so much.
I'm legally going to not say anything about that subject. And Michael Corleone has sent me 4 texts in a row. I'm not even going to look at them, but I know what they say without even looking at them. And I am legally obligated to say, here comes Johnny Cage. And
my remarks might lead to someone being in a cage, but anyway.
Well, yeah, you never know, but I will say this. The last time we saw Johnny Cage, he actually tapped Bruce Lee out of CIW.
Yeah, that was pretty huge.
This man, you want to talk about having all the momentum on his side. Johnny Cage absolutely just made one of the biggest, most major accomplishments in his career. And, oh, wait a second. Wait a damn second. Of course, this couldn't just be a one-on-one match. Of course not. Here comes Simon Belmont. And
what's Thaddeus Big Thighs want?
Well, the Thunder Thighs Express, I suppose, is here to back up his fearless leader, Sagat. 2/3 of the Forgotten Fighters. Yeah, seriously. But I don't think even Braun Strowman would want to mess with Simon Belmont after he's actually started winning some things for a change.
Yeah.
You know, he had that match against Ken Masters that he won. He also messed with Ken Masters, as we previously mentioned, in the Exceeds title rumble. And Ken is still fuming after that. Still wants a piece of this Forgotten Fighters team. Now is after all of them. You know, it's like, because I don't know, and something we don't talk about. Oh, and speaking of, look who's here! Look who's here! I didn't realize Ken was in the building tonight. And this is actually, I mean, this technically is a violation of the rules, but he's not competing. So I guess it doesn't count, because he's, I guess, going to be in the corner of Johnny Cage, and that's the way you even the odds. I am all for this. Here we go.
I agree. I mean, the rules say that he can't have a match unless it's on the pre-show, but they didn't say anything about being a cornerman.
That's right. And Sagat is mad. Sagat, oh no!
Oh no!
I don't mean to laugh. I don't mean to laugh. But you had to see this coming. You had to see this coming. And Sagat is...
Even Johnny Cage is like, really, bro?
Yeah, oh no, oh man. Sagat is not happy. Sagat is not happy. What is he doing? Oh, he's just doing presses. Gorilla. Oh
my God.
That is the power slam that beat Johnny Cage at Revelation. Or not Johnny Cage, beat Ken Masters, rather. Pardon me. Didn't mean to Michael Cole things there, John, but in any case, we are...
That was a nice hip toss.
Absolutely, but Johnny Cage...
Another nice hip toss.
And who do you got here, Josh, again? I mean, the odds are, in fact, even.
I got Ken Masters.
Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure you got Ken Masters?
Never mind.
Oh, backbreaker.
Oh
And back into the ring goes Sagat. Sagat literally went in.
Spine anymore after that one.
Stepped out, backbreaker, back to the match. And now, hey now! Johnny Cage making sure that Sagat felt it in kind. There you go, Johnny.
Part of me wants to go for Sagat in this match, but Johnny Cage did submit one of the faces of CIW out of CIW, and that's not nothing. That's a huge accomplishment.
That's right, and we have not seen Bruce Lee since, because he can't.
His contract was terminated.
That's right, and I have a feeling that we will not be seeing Bruce Lee for some time. And now Sagat not happy that Johnny Cage getting a few moves on, and now is conferring with Simon Belmont there, giving a few words, maybe some strategy, in fact.
It's just Simon Belmont saying, "Yeah, buns and thighs," over and over again.
No, just thighs. Only thighs. Thighs every day.
I changed names to Thaddeus.
That's right. You know what the weirdest thing is, though? Is that I know for a fact, because I talked to Simon Belmont about it, if he gets fried chicken, that is the one piece he doesn't eat. Holy Christ!
Leave him alone!
Oh my God!
Why?
What a Sherman! Sagat
I think Sagat would honestly like to just have a YouTube channel of just him pranking and messing with Ken.
Oh man, he's literally the guy with the air horn in the bushes at the golf course, as Ken Masters and Ermac are talking about Ermo and Elmac, because Ermac talks a lot about his kids, about his kids, like it's like insufferable amounts. Oh, what a splash! And another slap to the back.
That right there, Agent 47, that's how you do a corner splash.
Well, maybe it's just, not to break the fourth wall, but maybe it's just wrestlers respecting the moves. And and speaking of not respecting anybody.
Dude.
This is Sagat, come on, man. And there you go, Ken. There you go, Ken. Getting in some offense. And folks, Corleone's rules mean that if you go outside, it is fair game for anybody. And Sagat, oh God.
Jesus.
And Sagat fighting his way back. What a boot that was.
Sagat tormenting Ken went from funny to depressing, back to funny, then back to depressing.
Yeah, it really is. And now just slapping him. Just slapping Ken
And
Masters.
now it's back to funny.
And Sagat, the referee's, Kevin James' count is up to 5 here, and I know Sagat does not want to get disqualified. And unless it means he gets to torment Ken some more. That's right. And nice spinning neck breaker there from Johnny Cage. What is it going to take from Johnny Cage to beat a man the size of Sagat with the vendetta he has against Ken Masters?
First off, he needs to get away from the ropes. That would help.
Yeah, definitely start.
Yeah.
But Sagat's got those big legs.
After that match where he defeated Bruce Lee, you see that he's starting to implement more submissions.
Yeah, I've noticed that he is trying to, actually kind of even out his fighting style. Wait a second. Shit. Johnny, look at the power of Johnny Cage. Buckle bomb. Razor's Edge buckle bomb. That's banned in AEW now.
Hasn't Sagat done that before?
That's right. No bans on moves here, folks. Yeah, and that's right. Yeah, he did it against Corleone. That's right, against the boss, who is still angry and his leg is still very much broken. And now Sagat again conferring with Simon Belmont. And now look at the positioning. Look at the positioning that Sagat put Johnny Cage in. That was expert strategy.
Yeah, and pump handle slam on the outside.
And now Simon Belmont just staying on Johnny Cage. And oh no, come on, Sagat. Come on, Sagat.
Ken, just run.
Ken, come on, man. I mean, God bless Ken. He wants to fight. He wants to fight Sagat. He knows it. And oh my God. Have you noticed, Josh, again, that everything Sagat does is so insanely extra powerful?
Yes. Like, he clotheslined that man so hard he made JBL blood.
Like, the impact that this man gives, he would give Gunther a run for his money after some of the moves we've seen from Sagat.
Dude, Sagat versus Gunther would make me nuts so fucking hard.
Yeah, that would be the big squee. And now the Sagat spike, also known as
the squee spike.
Also known as the big squee.
And now he's going over to make Ken squeeze
and now the big squee to Ken.
No.
Oh man, wrestling's fun, folks. So you can't lie, wrestling's fun. And now, what a power slam into a side slam. Johnny Cage is back up somehow from that Sagat spike, a.k.a. the big squee.
I didn't see a spike, I saw a squee.
Yeah, well, you can't squee anymore. Your voice, literally, that's the last thing it makes before your vocal cords are torn in half. And it takes a lot of therapy to retrain your vocal cords after a Sagat spike, folks. It is a dangerous move.
Yeah.
And
I'm not going to be able to unsee that every time I see Solo Sikoa in WWE.
Yeah, you can't unsee the squee.
Samoan squee machine.
Shot to the outside. Oh, Lord, folks. You know, this is that. Ken is in the ring now. He's like, come on. And Johnny, look at Johnny, the power of Johnny Cage, and now Belmont's over there, and now we've just got a big old schmoz. Or just standing around, that's another way to do it, I guess. Everyone a little confused. Somebody is yelling out spots. What is this, the Elimination Chamber Intercontinental title match? And now, yeah, there's a deep cut for you. We're just cutting deep. I got a big-ass katana. I'm just slicing things. And
oh, God.
And Ken's head was just sliced off.
I was about to say stealing the soul from its victim.
That's right. Well, seriously. And now Sagat back in the ring. Where did the chair come from? Where the hell did that chair come from? And I guess...
Do not go over to Ken Masters with that chair.
Yes, and a clothesline. A big clothesline. And, you know, Johnny Cage has been fighting back here against Sagat. This has not been as one-sided as maybe we might have suspected at the beginning. And I say that, and a big boot.
These high-impact moves by this man are just terrifying.
Yeah, but Johnny fighting back, ever resilient. We've seen Johnny Cage overcome a lot of odds and get screwed over a lot of times in CIW. And, you know, in another timeline, with some things going better his way, Johnny Cage would be CIW heavyweight champion. There's no doubt in my mind about that.
Yeah, and dealing in Mortal Kombat, there are plenty of alternate universes, so that probably is a thing somewhere. It would probably be in Charlie Impact Wrestling.
Yeah, perhaps indeed. Stay tuned, question mark? Oh, slammed to the ground. And Johnny's building a little momentum here.
Oh, and never mind.
And again, another low blow.
Instead of CIW Gut Check, it's just Charlie Impact Wrestling.
Yeah, it might be. And this ain't from Starkville, Mississippi, but is this a muscle buster? Go! Oh, no! My God. His back must be jelly after that move. What a devastating move.
It must be jam because jelly don't squeeze that way.
That's right. Well, that's not the big squeeze. How about some power bombs? How about a couple of power bombs for trouble?
Dear God, the power of Johnny Cage.
Yeah, but it's starting to wear on him, man. He's been doing a lot of power moves, but all those power moves take their toll after you're getting beaten down the way you have. Yeah. You know, bless him for doing all this, though. Look at how much Johnny Cage is fighting in this matchup. That is why Johnny Cage is one of the most successful screwed-over men in CIW.
Sans the fucking with Ken Masters. This has been a hell of a match.
This has been a hell of a match. I mean, well, I think the Ken Masters fuckery adds to it a little bit.
Yeah,
and now
honestly, you know, you're right.
And a swinging neck breaker, but Ken Masters has not taken any punishment for a little while because Johnny Cage has been all on the offense.
Yeah, and it's been very impressive. I don't know if I've ever seen Sagat in this much trouble.
Yeah, and who's going to win this match here at a Midsommer Showdown? We thank you very much for inviting us into your home here on this August the 26th. Next time you see us will be Saturday Night Hype matches leading up to the Autumn Asylum, which is at the very end of September, the last 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and over the top by Sagat.
Simon just bounced off those enormous quads.
Yeah, and Simon is unfazed. And another big squee, and down goes Johnny onto the outside.
Those vocal cords, man, are just in shambles.
Yeah, and Johnny had something of an acting career, but it's hard to be a silent movie actor now. Well, then again, you can get as much work as you want because right now everyone else is quitting, so...
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that's still timely at the time this airs, to be honest with you, but it was at the time we recorded, so break that fourth wall. Exploit the exploits. Yeah, now back and now just kicking the back of Johnny Cage.
Ooh,
And remember that big "you got Cage" that Johnny has. He's not hit it at all yet tonight.
Yeah, he wants to damage the back, so if he does hit it, he pulls a Randy Orton, has back surgery, and never reappears again.
For now. You know, we've heard,
now.
yeah, but that could be dated by the time that this airs. Who knows?
Everything we say can and might be dated.
Yeah, you know what? The big Easter egg. Oh, a power slam onto the outside. What a power slam onto the outside, and look how satisfied. And now another big squee, and down goes Johnny. Referees count up to 8. Sagat back in the ring. Ken Masters, sitting up. Come on, not like this. Not after this.
Bro. Wow.
And Sagat wins after an excellent match is ruined by a countout.
Damn it.
And Ken Masters fuckery.
Really?
And Johnny is pissed. Johnny is not happy. But he was not pinned. Sagat could not pin this man.
Yeah, he squeezed him a couple times.
But he still felt like he had to take the coward's way out. And is that really how you get remembered if you're a forgotten fighter? But nonetheless, a win is a win no matter how you get it, and Sagat got it here tonight. But that leads us to our main event. Our final match.
Is it bad that I mentioned the Velveteen Dream before people started squeeing?
Well, I don't know, but you may have to pray to this man to repent your sins. It's Shiva versus Wario. Now, folks, for those of you who don't know who Shiva is and you're not, Indian and believer in the Hindu traditions, this is specifically the Shiva from Record of Ragnarok, the animation and the anime. And Shiva has been on a roll since debuting in CIW, going after all sorts of world champions. He went after JBL, dominated him. Went after Freddy Krueger, dominated him. And now he's going after maybe his biggest target yet in the former CIW heavyweight champion, perhaps, apart from Kratos, the most dominant champion in CIW history in Wario. This match is huge, and what would it do for Shiva's rising through the ranks of CIW were he to win this match, Josh, again?
It would establish the nation of animation.
Yeah, but yeah. You got to remember, Shiva beat 1,161 gods to become the man that he is. He won in
broken freaking neck.
Yeah, that's right. Well, and he won his match in the Ragnarok tournament with only one of his 4 arms still intact. He grew a second one back to wrestle here in CIW tonight.
Yeah.
And that has been the story of Shiva, but man, he has been on a mission, and he said straight up, I don't fear any of these people. I don't take any of them seriously because at the end of the day, I know I'm better than all of them. I will prove it by becoming the fastest CIW champion in history. So it's clear, like everyone in CIW, that he's got world title aspirations, but so does this man.
Yeah, honestly, I'm a little concerned about Wario in this match. If I was Wario, now would not be a good time to be going after this guy with so much momentum because Wario has been getting beaten left, right, and center over the past couple months.
It's been shocking, almost like the consistency of it. That all it took was him getting dominated by Kratos. One squash, he got Goldberged. And that literally has taken the trajectory of Wario into this psychotic spiral that he is not, and you can tell. And to be honest with you, I don't know if I've ever seen Wario this insecure in the time that I've ever known him.
Lost twice to Pepsi Man.
After winning 3, but still.
Yeah.
But twice the Pepsi Man, he lost his TWTF title, he lost the CIW Heavyweight Championship, and with somebody like Shiva, who is a god, might I remind you, this is going to be a hell of a confrontation, and here we go, our main event, and now a forearm, an immediate forearm, and Shiva right out of the gate doing a little homage, perhaps, to what we've seen from Wario, and now a figure 4.
The Shiva 4.
Immediately going after the legs of Wario.
Yeah, My pick to win this match is Shiva, absolutely. He has the momentum, Wario does not.
He absolutely does, but what would it mean for Wario to beat a god like Shiva, who has been on a path of destruction right out of the gate with just a few matches under his belt? This would be big for Wario getting back into that world title picture himself.
It would probably rebuild his confidence a little bit, or at least go a good way in that direction.
Yeah, he absolutely needs it. He needs that boost, man. And he's been kind of on an island by himself. You know, he doesn't really have anyone to fall back on. He doesn't have a whole lot of friends. He alienated himself from a lot of those people a long time ago.
Yeah.
And Wario taking a powder here, understandably so, as Shiva has been just all on top of the master of the Golden Sacks. And
look, Shiva just daring him to get back in the ring.
Yeah, we also don't mention, also because Wario has the investment in the gold mine, it has not been a good time for the market. And that is, it's also on Wario's mind. You know, he's got to think about those kinds of things. He's got investments. He's part of the gold standard, which they may or may not go back to. You know, it's a weird time to be a gold miner. And oh, what a pile driver!
And Shiva has golden pants.
Yeah, he sure does. And I'm actually impressed how close I was able to get, again, breaking the fourth wall to actually making this guy look like he did in the anime. And because he really, but he has been impressive. And of course, that devastating Devil Loca kick. And there's that educated feat with the twist Rana that we have seen him do a few times. And oh, a low blow from Wario.
Oh, and that's a Waluigi, I mean, that's a Wario special right there.
Yeah, he didn't learn that from Waluigi, Arkansas. He learned that from Wario, Texas. And now, wait a second, belly to belly! What a belly to belly slam as Josh again breaks. And
Jesus, that was so good.
And the elbow to the pain to the knee and a cover here one and kick out at one only from Wario, and this is going to be a much bigger test, admittedly, than either JBL or Freddy Krueger were for Shiva.
Yeah, absolutely. You know Shiva's not welcome in Wario, Texas, because in Wario, Texas, there's only one god, Wario.
I was gonna say because there's probably only one Hindu in fucking Texas. I could be wrong in that. If you were an Indian in Texas, please like, share, and subscribe, and save a referee like Kevin James from getting beaten down.
Specifically, if you're from Wario,
yeah, and everyone else who is, not an Indian in Texas, do the same thing. You could save lives. And
also, if you're from Waluigi, Arkansas, all two of you, please subscribe.
That's right. And another figure four. Figure four. And Wario is, it's a smart strategy knowing that Goldman Sachs really requires a strong base of the legs in order to execute.
Again, I'm not used to seeing Wario.
German suplex.
Oh, my God.
And all I've seen is Shiva basically just tossing Wario around.
This is just
back suplex. Yeah, and
it's a high-angle one, too.
Yeah, absolutely. And Shiva, he's a powerful dude. He may look small, but he is not. Don't let that size fool you. Those tattoos, the bigger his tattoos are, the more powerful he is, and he's got full arm tattoos, which means that he is using quite a lot of his strength here in CIW. It's a heavy amount, and we made sure it was consistent. He can't do it one day 1 week and week the other week. No. Consistently full blast here, and we are seeing it manifested here tonight.
Sean, I don't know how to feel about watching wrestling shows that are actually consistent. I'm not used to it.
I know. Well, it is how about oh my God, a Goldman Sachs! We've seen him steal every finisher. We saw the Nightmare on Elm Street from him. We've seen the JBL Powerbomb from him, and now more Goldman Sachs and a German.
But have we seen the JBL follow-away slam that he invented?
He might. Actually, we did. We actually did.
Well, there you go.
And but in any case, the Shiva here, this is kind of what I'm talking about with the confidence of this man. The confidence of this god going, I don't sweat any of you. It doesn't even look like Shiva's really that worried about Wario.
He looks like he's in a little bit of pain right now with that power slam, though.
But his whole demeanor has just been like, I'm not worried about taking punishment because I will be able to dish it out twice as much. DDT.
Yeah, his face just screams, fuck you and fuck Texas.
Yes, well, and I don't know if it's anything about Texas specifically. I think it's just, to me, it looks like for this, Shiva, this is a means to an end and nothing more. You know, I don't want to say that this isn't personal because anything involving climbing the ladder and beating a world's champion is personal. But,
Indeed.
But, I feel like Shiva has really taken emotion out of this equation, and it is earning him very successful results. And how emotionally charged is Wario right now?
Also, follow-up question, how does he not break his own neck doing that twisting leg move?
I know, it's pretty amazing. Oh, and went for a German, and instead Shiva hit one!
Dude.
Wario went for the German, Shiva landed on his feet and landed a German of his own. That was incredible.
That was sick.
What an insane move from Shiva. Dude. This is just straight up impressive, man.
Dude, I have not seen this anime, but I'm becoming a fan of Shiva, not gonna lie.
First of all, watch the anime. It's tremendous. But second of all, this is something that, Devil Oka! He hit a Devil Oka kick on Wario, and he is down! Center of the ring! One Devil Oka! The cover!
Like
1, 2, 3!
Wow.
Josh Geddon, I don't know what to say, man. Shiva dominates Wario. He has beaten every world champion he stepped in the ring with ease.
Dude, Wario Texas is in flames right now.
Let me ask you something, Josh Geddon. Do you think he's got Kratos' attention yet?
That's definitely a question. Oh, Kratos and this dude, take all of my money. Shut the fuck up and take all of my money.
Well, folks, you might get your wish. We'll see you in August, but we'll have a storyline update in a few days. Shiva is your winner in a convincing fashion. We'll see you next time, folks.